the other thing is, how many of you have experienced, I know it sounds kind of woo-woo, but psychic vampires? Do you know what a psychic vampire is?
Intruder?
Okay, huh?
Intruder?
No, in a way, but okay, how many people here have experienced they go into a large room, or I hate to say it could be relations too, that they're around and they go away, leave or move away from that person, and they feel drained and tired and exhausted, not even talking to them sometimes, just being around them, and you feel as if you want to drag yourself to the door and leave. Those are exactly vampires. What's happening is they're literally leeching all their energy, and it sounds, you know, really woo-woo funny, but that is what a real psychic vampire is, where they don't, some of them know what they're doing, quite frankly, and they're huge, massive controllers. They are very actually quite mean, not mean people, but they just use people, and those are the people. And do you know, all of you kind of sighed, yeah, now I know, right? Now everybody knows?
What does it mean when there's a girl that's friends with friends? I don't even know her at all. I just met her, like in the garage, she was there. She's evil to me, and I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
All right, here we go again. You go into a room, and this is proven. A friend of mine wrote a book, Australia, actually New Zealand, and she said, why is it that, and this is kind of funny, but it's true, and in the front of her book she says, you can, you know, a woman, say a couple goes into a huge, massive meeting of about 500 people. So you come in, and since we're all women, I can do this, especially because guys might not agree with me. But basically, you go into a room, and within a few seconds, if not not even less than a minute, the man only has 3 things on his mind. The women, okay, here we go. This man comes in the room. He wants to know where the beer or the drinks are, where the food is, and who he can talk to the rest of the time, right? That's the guy. Woman comes in, and in less than a few seconds, she can scan the room. She'll know who's sleeping with whom, who's having an affair, who's not, who's gay, who's this, and, you know, in a few seconds. Right? Is that true? You can scan and you know intuitively. Anybody disagree? Okay, I thought so. So basically, but why is it that you can go into a room or a meeting or a seminar and you come across somebody who you can't stand, and you know, it's just like, oh, your claws are out, and it's as if everything's screaming in your head, get away from this person, as you said, evil, right? And they seem to be nice, they've got a reputation that they're okay, but for some reason, what do you think? Okay, you still have to read.
I figure it out. I can tell there's something. For one thing, she said something really, really bad about her kids that she adopted. I heard one time, and I just like, don't talk about your kid that way. Yeah. And then after that, but before that even happened,
you still have that.
Didn't trigger it.
Okay, because remember what you are. You're a clairsentient. As I told you, you're part of a clairsentient. We are picking up empathy. Okay, so you're more open to being a sponge on people's emotions. Okay, so that's one of them. But Cassandra, what do you think it is? Why people you can't stand? You've got 2 people that are really around you. Yeah, bad energy. Yeah? You know who they are? Yeah.
As you're talking about the 88 people that are creating problems right now.
Yeah. Okay, so there are a lot more. There are lots of people around you that you can't stand, right?
For me, what I'm getting, I have a guy that works next to me that's just overbearing and wants to control my job, which is none of his business.
Exactly.
And he wants to control everyone's job.
Yeah.
He's just drives everyone crazy, and me as well. And sometimes it affects me
okay.
a lot.
Well, we're going to deal with that before.
But I feel that I'm supposed to learn some kind of lesson.
Okay.
From him.
Because remember, we're being spiritual, we're trying to be a good, which is one thing good, but we're going to also know how to, I'm going to show you how to deflect. But sometimes, I hate to say it, these people, there's a karmic debt there where they've either done you wrong in the past, or why is it sometimes you can't, you know, some people can't fly, they've died in an airplane crash or in a night, or they can't stand, like, Face Your Fears is one of my biggest workshops. I have like 68 people going to all the other workshops, and then suddenly Face Your Fears, it drops down to 50%. And because they're so scared of actually facing their fears. If anything, that is the most powerful class, one of the powerful classes, because you're letting go of fear. So one of the people at the class actually found out, because that's the only time I go and do regression into a previous life. Only time. And she couldn't understand why she couldn't find, like, anything around her neck. She would, you know, she'd scream if anybody put anything, and she put her clothing, necklace, nothing. She would never have anything around. And she couldn't understand. She found out she was sprung, you know, about 3 lifetimes away. And why I don't, and this is up to you, but quite frankly, I do not go back into another life. That's the only time when they're protected, when I do let them go back. What do you think?
Traumatic.
One, traumatic, but two, is when you go back into a previous life, you've done your lessons, correct? You've progressed to this point. So there's these people who go to regression therapy and God knows all kinds of regression workshops, whatever. You're opening all their lessons back up again, and you're exposing yourself to either relearn or readjust, and you've opened it up for this life that you have to go and relearn it here. Do you understand?
So what about if it's something that strikes you wrong to the point where it's unpleasant, and it's seemingly simple every day, you can't get away from it, like a color, and you can't get past it?
Okay, what's the color? Orange?
Green.
You've got to think about orange too.
You know, that's my grandmother.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, but green, okay, it could be to do with, think of the things, green. If you've got a real violent thing against green, then I would see what, either grass or something to do with green. It could be how you died in a previous life. If you've got a real aversion, or if you were locked into in a green room as a, you know, in one of your lives, or even as a child in this life, and it was green associated. Anything with trauma, that's what you're associated with, okay? And that's why you have to work with those. So when we are going to bring green up, but you choose another color in your head, okay? Because green is a very powerful color for the healing. And that healing workshop that I do, we've healed a lot of people through that one, okay? So anyway, so we're going to go through the colors. The colors are very, very impactful, okay? I'm sorry to be talking here, but